Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're going to look at Gpro, Aapl, Bidu, Twilio, Chtr, and Baba on the daily, weekly, monthly time frames using technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So Gpro on the daily chart, we've been talking about the moving averages in this lower trend line. Talked about in our last video, and we're going to talk about it again in this video. So they saved it. The market's got to bounce, and guess what? These got to bounce too. It's a market trade right now. SPY goes up, IWM goes up, everything should follow with it. If a stock does not go up when the markets are up, what are they, 240 today, then there is a problem with that stock. But this one here, now we're waiting for pattern. We are still below the 50 MA. We did bounce off this good trend line, but now it needs to get above this inside bar, capture this one here, and then ultimately get above the 20 MA. The problem is the 20 MA is starting to curl down. That will be a, once if this stays down here, this thing curls down into price, that will not be good. But if it curls down and this pops up above it, that will be more of a bullish stance. Right now you're kind of neutral, and right now you're you have to follow the SPY. If the SPY starts to tank, this is going lower. It's definitely going to fill the gap. If you are a bull on this one, you need to recapture the inside bar, and then possibly you'll move up into the 20. There's just big resistance coming up into here. And after this nice little sell-off, everything's a market trade. Have to follow the SPY. Weekly chart. Weekly chart, last week's sell was a little bit ugly, but we did get a bounce. So now we're just waiting for pattern. If this, excuse me, man, if this stays in between the 50 and the 20, it's just in a neutral stance. If you're short already, then you want to get below the 20. If you're long, you want to recapture the 1437 area and ultimately try to go for the 50 MA, which is roughly about 1482. We get above that, then I think we could possibly go back to the 1638 and then continue upward to at least the $20 area. It gets to this $20 area, be very careful longs because this one could definitely pull back. But again, everything's a market trade right now. The SPY, the IWM, the Q start dumping. This is going lower as well as everything else. Monthly chart, bearish bar, bearish inside bar. People ask me what a bearish inside bar. Here's your bar. Now it's consolidating inside the top and the bottom of this bar. So that's a bearish inside bar. Until it breaks above this high here, 2066, you will stay in a bearish mode. Period. Until it gets above there, you could possibly go higher. If it cracks below it on a closing basis and confirms, then their likelihood is going down. And again, at this point, I'm going to say it over and over, it is a market trade. As you can tell, markets went up. For the most part, everything went up. Markets went down on Friday. For the most part, everything went down. So you have to keep an eye on that. All right, let's go into Aapl. We're going to make these quick here, guys. Aapl, what I'm noticing, I haven't looked at the charts on any of these yet today. I mean, other than intraday action to see if we could get bounces and for scalping areas. But let's see here. Why did this one? And I'm looking to try to find a reason why did these bounce. So we came into the 382. We missed it on Friday. We almost hit the 200 moving average. I think if it would have hit that, it probably would have rocket shipped a little bit higher. But look where we stopped. We came right back into resistance. This lower bar, or this was gap fill the other day. I mean, it filled it the other day. And then we had these low pivots. We have a little bit of consolidation over there. Let's see what we have here. And nothing there. But we have good resistance up in this area. If you're bullish Aapl, you got to recapture this 20 MA, fill the gap, and get above this trend line. If you're bearish, you want to get below the 50 and the 200, and then I think we could definitely go to 96.68 and this lower trend line right there. That's your next level if you're bearish. Your next level if you're bullish is up in here. So just think about that. Weekly chart, we got back above the 50 MA, but now we're inside this bar. Do we chop around for the next couple weeks and then move down? We're still in this upper. This one's the big upper or down sloping trend line. Can't even talk today, guys. And we're above the 50 MA again, but we need to recapture this trend line if you want to see this thing go up. If it goes right up into here, bounces back and starts reversing, you want to see this stay on Friday above the 50 MA. That would be slightly bullish. I'd like to see it recapture the trend line. And if it closes below the 50 MA and if it closes below this red candle here, then it's in bearish mode. I believe we're going to go heading for lower prices. That's the weekly. The monthly chart, we've been talking about the inside bar. See how it goes down and it chops sideways. Comes almost all the way up into this area here. You know, hasn't captured the top of that wick yet, but that's a great inside bar that's setting up for lower prices. Until we get above this handle here, it's going to go lower, or above the 20 and the say the 115 area. As long as we get above the 115 area, 114 area, we should be okay on this. If it stays around here, I think we're heading lower. That's Apple. Bidu. Bidu was only up $2 today. Nothing great, you know. But again, you know, we were coming in pretty darn good at the open, and then right off the bat we came into gap fill. A lot of these stocks are filling gaps, hitting the 20 MAs. They're getting bounces, going right back up though into resistance, the 618. So we're gonna see if this thing can carry this, you know, up a little bit more, get to the trend line, maybe up into the tops up here. If not, I think they're gonna go sideways and just reverse and come right back in. If you're bullish, you want to stay above. You want to get above these this trend line up here. And, you know, ultimately, you'd love to get it above the 192.68 area. And then I believe this thing could go to 200. If it does not move up, you're looking for a close below this area here, right around the 181.31. Closes below there on a this is a daily basis, then we're possibly going to get lower prices. But right now, we had a good bounce area, had a lot of support here with gap fill. So you'd expect the bounce unless the markets are dumping out. But this one, this one I like. We had a little bit of a topping tail. It's not at the all-time highs or anything, but I still like the tail, and now we're retracing up. This one gets back into the 189, 190 area. You want to short this to add a little bit of short to here. It gets back up into the 200 area, 201. You want to add more on that end. If you could really patiently wait, you know, right into the 210, or better yet, the 217.81 area, and then you could short again. So you want to do 3 short entries on this. I would play the retrace here, start adding, or you could play the retrace and use the top of the topping tail as a stop out if it just closes, and just make it simple. There's a couple different ways you could do this, but I like the more simple way. Monthly, again, we have that big trend line, tried to go for it, we did pull back. If you're bearish, you're looking for a close below the 20 MA. If you're bullish, you want it to stay above, and then possibly get an inside bar bullish pattern on this one. So all right, what's the next one? Twlo. TWLO. On this one for technicals, there's not a lot on the chart, so you know, I try to work with me. It's a new issue, so we only have this. But the big area here is, if you're bullish, you want to get above the 618, this high pivot, then I think we could go to 62.28. And ultimately here, but again, if the markets are selling, this thing's not going to get through 66.45. It might go right up to this and then turn around, roll over. But right now we have an inside bar pattern, and it actually did close below this inside bar on Friday. So we, you know, the area to watch is pretty much your $56, 56 even number. We're at 56.70 now. But we're down, we're sideways. We did close below this, so that gives me a more bearish stance. But we did go into the 20 MA, and now it looks like we're starting to bounce. So let's keep an eye if we could get below the 20 MA or stay above the 20 MA. That's really going to tell the full picture on this. So we're going to have to see, you know, for the next couple days, or possibly the weekly close. Weekly close not telling us too much, just a little bit choppy, sloppy pattern. It is bullish, but you know, ultimately, if you go this way and this way, it's a micro bear. So until we get more of the story on the daily, you know, I'm shorting this. We already covered half, so I'll take another couple bucks if I can. If not, I'll just stop out at break even and reshort this one again. That's the weekly. The monthly can't tell anything other than you're into the 750 retrace right around 55.77. That's where we bounced as well the other day. So not bad. I mean, it's a new issue, so I don't really touch these, but we had a nice big nice retrace. And that's the only reason I shorted that one a week ago, whatever it was. So Chtr was interesting. I mean, this thing just went right to this top here around 280, and just one day kind of chopped, and then just fall. Now we're having a retrace again. I think this is just another head fake. They got everybody up on board. We got some buyers in here again. I would have loved to have seen this thing go to 260 today and hit this 20 MA, but it never made it. And I'm sure a lot of other people were looking for that area too, and that's why they never made it. So when the market makers see a lot of people on the showing their bid or ask, and they're on there just showing their numbers, they're going to take you whether you're short or long, as long as they can see that, because they're most likely trading back and forth to themselves or to their neighbor next to them or something. That's what I've been told. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm going to go with it because that's what I've been told from a couple professional traders. All right, so Chtr, we had a nice reversal today. It's retracing. We did fill this gap, so let's see how we react tomorrow. If we continue up, then we're probably going to be going for the 276.08 area. If it gets up in that area, you definitely want to short. Use the all-time high as a stop out. Real tight stop. Don't load the boat just in case if we go higher. If you load some there, load some at the all-time high. Maybe use a 285 for a stop out, so you're in there maybe 10 bucks stop out on a $280 stock. That's nothing. So I wouldn't be worried about it. If you're short, it's an easy stop out play and you're done. Weekly chart had a nice reversal. Now we have an inside bar. If this thing needs to get up and get going, it needs to close above the all-time high around the 280, 279.95 area. If it can't get above there, I think we're going to just reverse down and start going. Again, the path of least resistance. And then monthly, we're going to have to wait for the end for the month. But my max move was 276.04, and we're so far behind that and holding it. So that was a good call on that one. So that is Chtr. Let's go into Baba. So Baba, just like the other ones, we had big support around 98, was it 98.79 or so. Then we also had the gap to fill down here, and we had the 20 MA. So when this thing opened, we were into all that support. Boom, they bounced it, but now I'm thinking, well, we'll see if this is a head fake or not. It needs to get above, say, the 102.29, and it needs to close above that. But then also, you have this gap, let's see here, not a gap, but yeah, it was I guess it was a gap fill if you want to say that. But now at this level here, I'm going to stick this becomes resistance, because once it was support, now it's resistance. So it came right back into there. It did close above it. But we're going to see how this thing reacts tomorrow, see if it can close above or below, and then we'll reevaluate this one on the daily chart as well. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly, not much, reversal, but we do have a little bit of a topping tail up in here, so I will, hold on, let me switch back. I'll take that. It's not the best, not the worst, but it is. So let's see if we can retrace back up into this area around the 103.25, and then we short it. We use this high pivot as a stop out. If it's going, maybe I don't know. Let me look. Yeah, I mean, that's 105, such a big level. Maybe back to 105, maybe if it's lucky. And then you got this pivot around 110. Gosh, we made it there. You got to short this one, especially if it got back up into here. Oh my gosh, that's a gift up in that area. And then the monthly, we're going to wait to see if it could close above the 96.11 or does it come right in, form a little topping tail, and then it's lights out. Oh man, again, everything in these markets will be a market trade right now. The SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, those all go down. Pretty much 99% of the rest of the stocks are going to be coming down with it. So that's why you have to stay alert in these markets, because stuff like Friday could happen, and then you're like, whoa, what's going on? And then luckily, if you bought the dip, you got lucky. And one day you're going to do it, just like I was saying on Friday. You're going to buy that dip, and they're going to send it down, another big red candle like that right in your face, and you're going to be like, whoa, this is getting interesting. But for now, yell and save the day. We're all good. Everyone, thanks for watching my videos. I really, really appreciate it. If you have any comments or questions, please give me an email at stockbookie@gmail.com. Thanks again, everybody. God bless. See you on the charts.